Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. As you know, I've had FSD Beta for quite some time now, and for whatever reason, I was at the end of the line or near the end of the line for getting V11 upgrade. Well, I finally got it on April Fool's Day, and I'm going to do my first drive right now, and I'm going to do my normal loop to my local caffeine store and then to my place of business where I work, and then I'm going to probably take it through a couple of hard situations that previous versions of FSD has struggled with, and we're just gonna take you along for the ride. Let's see how it goes. All right, let's get started. Little trouble getting everything going right away, but I do like the new big blue bar. It's giving us an indication of where we're going. We're going to be coming up to a cross traffic of 55 miles an hour. There is a right-hand turn stop here. We're seeing that we're getting a new visualization that shows how much we're slowing down. I really like that. Oh, and we've got a dark line that shows where we're going to stop. I do also like that. There's our creep wall. We got no traffic, so we're going to go ahead and go. Nice job getting in the left-hand turn lane. We're going to be making a left-hand turn up here in a second. So we're getting over here in the left lane. I get a visual that it's going to try and do it. Look at this. It's struggling. It's slowing down. It wanted to get over, then it didn't. And then it finally did. And again, we got that nice dark line saying where we're going to stop. I actually like that. That's a really, really nice improvement over previous generations all over. That merging was a little weird. Right, we got our arrow. Whoa, what's it doing? Oh, it's stopping. That was a short arrow. I disengaged, not sure that I should have, but I have now voice indication saying what was going on when during disengagement. I could have given it feedback, but I think that might have been my fault. You guys can judge on the tape. All right, re-engage. Is making the left-hand turn. I think that one was on me. Another thing that looks like it has changed is that it no longer will allow me to select what 5 over the limit. It defaulted to a certain percentage. So instead of going to 35 like I normally do on this road, it went to 32. I'm gonna have to play around with those settings. I have done nothing from the base installation of 11.3.4, which is the version that I have. In past versions, this road, even though it looks pretty straightforward, has been a problem for FSD. Every time that there's been a break in these double yellow lines, it has braked. It has put on the brakes. Fortunately, for a little while, that has not been an issue, and we're just coasting right through. We're going to be coming up to a 4-way stop, and this 4-way stop has 2 issues. One is that I have to get over into the right lane to actually go straight. And the second is that it hasn't been treating it like a 4-way stop. It's been putting up a creep wall, and it has been trying to inch out and not treat it as a 4-way stop. No problem in getting over. There is no creep wall, which is good. And we are proceeding forward. It's still coming to a full stop, a little too full of a stop in my opinion. Again, my speed limit got adjusted to just 2 over by a percentage. I'm going to see if I can fix that. I don't think I can. Generally tried to drive in town about 5 over just because I'm not a speed demon, but that's just generally how traffic works in my town. Take a right-hand turn here. Again, you can see our deceleration and our stop line seems to be kind of creeping around since that car just moved. We should be going And we are, little hesitation there in that turn. And now we're going to be taking our final right-hand turn here into my local caffeine stop. This particular frontage road it's had issues with. It could be either herky-jerky or smooth, and right now it's herky-jerky. Well, we are here to get my much-needed caffeine, and we'll check back in here in a second and head to my place of work. All right, we are good to go. We are all caffeinated up. We're going to be heading to my place of business, and in order to get started, we're going to go ahead and get out here on the road. And sometimes it lets me engage on this. It looks like it just did. It's always struggled a little bit getting out of here. Traffic's really light. It's Sunday. And it pulled out nice and smooth. Probably a little too slow. I'll have to go in and change probably some of the FSD settings to make it a little more assertive. Got a series of stoplights here. This is always been easy peasy for the car to drive. I am noticing that I'm still getting the nag at probably a normal rate. Let's go ahead and make that bigger. Again, we see our deceleration. We see it constantly trying to pick where it needs to stop. But we do have a flashing red light here. And this is normally a stop. It's waiting for this car to go, I think. No, it's not. It's just sitting there. Notice that our lights are blue now. I did have to intervene with my foot to get it to go. Otherwise, it just seemed to want to sit there. It didn't quite know what to do. I don't know if a previous version would have handled that better or not. That particular light, in my experience, has never been out. Coming up here at 3/10 of a mile is a right-hand turn. We're going to be doing about 50 miles an hour by the time we get to the bottom of the hill. And it is a right-hand turn, and when it's green, it does sometimes come into this a little hot. But we have a red light, so it is going to make an attempt to stop. Sometimes it uses this little bit of road over here to the right, and it did. This is probably what I would do. It's gonna creep out here and see what's going on, and it's gonna go, and that was the right move. I'm gonna make a left-hand turn into my place of business. Nice, smooth left-hand turn into a parking lot. Before I get my final thoughts on this version of FSD, because this is usually where I stop, I'm going to actually put this car through a few other challenges, some harder types of situations that it has not done very well with, like a couple of roundabouts and some pesky left-hand turns. So let's get that done. Our first difficult test is coming up, and it is a small drive over roundabout. It has struggled with this in the past with limited success. We're going to be going straight through, and we'll see what happens on this particular roundabout. It is really tight, has had issues with this in the past, and we'll see what happens from pausing. Decided to do a full stop there. Oh man, that was rough. I even had to use my foot to get it out. It didn't technically grab onto the wheel, but man, that was rough. I've seen it actually do a better job with that particular roundabout in the past. Now we're going to be coming up to a larger, more traditional roundabout, which again, we're going to be going straight through. It's done a better job in the past dealing with this particular roundabout. Let's see what version 11 does. Should stay here on the right side. It's thinking. Did see a signal for a second. This is our cornstalk roundabout. Got large sculptures of what are supposed to be corn. No traffic. Give that a 9 out of 10. That was actually really good, really smooth.
In 500 feet, enter the roundabout and take the second exit.
All right, we're going to be going through this same roundabout.
Second exit.
Again, very assertive coming into that roundabout. Accelerating on its way out. Again, 9 out of 10, maybe even 10 out of 10 on that particular run. So far, version 11 is doing a really good job with that type of particular roundabout in my particular situation. Still it seems to be struggling with where it thinks it needs to be. It's signaling, it's deciding whether or not it wants to take left-hand turns when it knows it doesn't need to. This is something that I've seen people complain about on Twitter and on YouTube a little bit with this version. Okay, we're going to be going through that same small roundabout again, but from the opposite direction. We're going to be going 3/4 of the way through, effectively making a left-hand turn. Again, out of all the driving that I do here in this town, this is probably the biggest place that it has troubles on this particular small roundabout. So let's see what happens. Do have a little bit of traffic. I should have the right of way. It's hesitating. I'm going to give it some gas just to get it out there. I had to give it gas the whole way through on that. It really just wanted to grind to a stop. We're going to be putting the car through a turn that I have done in past videos, which is a left-hand turn. It's rather blind in both directions. The car has struggled in the past in making this turn with any level of success. And we're going to see what happens with version 11.
Now turn left onto 44th Street.
So, this again, can't see, stopped short. We're gonna creep out here. And makes a turn. All right. In that case, it actually did pretty well. Good job, V11. All right. That's it. That's it for in-town driving. I understand that this new V11 has single stack for highway, and I'm going to be putting it on a highway loop that it struggled with here in my next FSD video. So we're going to call this video done. And what are my thoughts? My hot take is that version 11 for me, for in-town, is a regression. From a driving perspective, it is a step forward from a visualization perspective. I do like that it is showing its intent on what it's doing with regard to path and slowing down and where it's going to stop. That's a huge improvement. I don't know that I'm a fan of the new whitewashed graphics, but I guess I'm just going to have to live with it. But as far as driving's concerned, it's done a better job in the past, and I think V11 still has a ways to go. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would appreciate you hitting that like button, and if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. Drive safely.